Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to Star Scandal Spotlight, your ultimate destination for the hottest celebrity stories and untold secrets behind the stars. Today, we've got something truly fascinating in store for you, a love story that surprised everyone, how Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Ji-won lifted each other to success. What really happened behind the scenes? How did their bond become the secret fuel to their skyrocketing fame? Stay tuned and join us as we uncover the emotional journey behind their unexpected connection. Starting right now. No one saw it coming. Not the fans, not the media, not even some of their closest colleagues. But behind the polished smiles, the glamorous red carpet moments, and the hit dramas that made them household names, Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Ji-won were hiding a secret one that would change the course of their lives and careers forever. It all started quietly in the shadowy corridors of a film set a chance meeting during a private industry event in early 2020. Both had arrived late, weary from packed schedules and relentless cameras. The moment their eyes met was electric. Not in the way tabloids exaggerate, but real, raw, unspoken recognition of something deeper. A connection forged not in glitter, but in exhaustion and quiet understanding. At first, it was nothing more than stolen glances, brief conversations over coffee, and lingering silence after wrap-ups. But soon the line between professionalism and emotion began to blur. Neither of them spoke about it. They didn't need to. Their hearts were already having conversations their lips couldn't risk voicing. But love in the limelight is never safe. In an industry where every move is dissected and misinterpreted, Soo-hyun and Ji-won knew what was at stake. Their agencies were strict, their reputations pristine. Dating rumors could mean contracts, lost fans, turning careers derailed. So they built a world of whispers, secret messages, hidden meeting spots, coded texts. And yet, love, no matter how hidden, leaves a trace. By mid-2021, sharp-eyed fans began noticing the subtle synchronicities. A matching bracelet here, a sudden blush during interviews, the way Soo-hyun would pause when Ji-won's name came up. The internet exploded with speculation. Were they, could they be? Then came the bombshell. An anonymous leak, a series of blurry but unmistakable photos. Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Ji-won late at night, walking closely under the same umbrella, their hands briefly touching, their eyes locked. The media frenzy that followed was merciless. Headlines screamed scandal. Comment sections split into wars of praise and fury. Their agencies denied everything. But the damage was done. Behind the scenes, the storm was even worse. Soo-hyun lost a major endorsement deal. Ji-won's upcoming drama was put on hold. The pressure was suffocating. There were nights when they questioned everything. Was it worth it? The secrecy, the sacrifices, the fear. And yet they chose each other. Instead of backing down, they leaned in. Silently, steadily, they poured their energy into their craft. Kim Soo-hyun took on one of the most emotionally demanding roles of his career. Critics called it a career-redefining performance. Ji-won, too, emerged stronger, portraying a character so complex and layered that she earned her first Daesang nomination. What the world didn't know was that behind those masterful performances was pain and passion. Each scene was a silent battle, each line a hidden cry, and each award a quiet triumph of love over fear. Then, in a twist, no one expected, they made the boldest move of all. In a joint interview released in late 2023, both finally addressed the rumors. They didn't confirm every detail, but their words were clear enough. Sometimes support doesn't come from noise, it comes from presence, quiet, constant presence. The internet broke, but this time with love. What followed was a wave of support unlike anything they'd anticipated. Fans who once doubted them turned into protectors. Directors once hesitant now praised their growth and resilience. Endorsements returned, ratings soared. Today, Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Ji-won are not just celebrated as top-tier actors, they are symbols of quiet strength of love, unshaken by storms of how two people, in the face of immense pressure, lifted not only themselves but each other toward greatness. Their story wasn't a fairy tale, it was a battlefield, and somehow, through all the chaos, they won. They thought the worst had passed. After the storm of rumors, the cancellations, and the heartbreak that bled through even their smiles, Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Ji-won believed that with time, the world would move on. But the entertainment industry doesn't forget, it waits. In early 2024, when both stars were cast in the same drama, a high-budget, high-risk project titled Eclipse of the Heart, critics called it a publicity stunt. Desperate comeback, some headlines sneered. No chemistry, others mocked before a single scene had aired. The pressure was unbearable. Production delays, executive cold shoulders, and media vultures circling every moment of filming. Some insiders even claimed their pairing was a ticking time bomb. But what no one knew was that this project wasn't just work, it was war. And Soo-hyun and Ji-won, they were warriors. The first table read was tense, all eyes on them, doubt in every glance. One producer whispered, "They'd better not ruin this." But when Ji-won delivered her first line, the room went silent. Then came Soo-hyun's response, restrained, powerful, his voice cracking with an emotion no one expected. By the end of the session, the team clapped, not politely, fiercely, because in that moment everyone felt it. This was real. What unfolded over the next few months was nothing short of breathtaking. On screen, their chemistry was electric, raw, aching, volatile. Viewers were hooked. The show became a national obsession, breaking streaming records and dominating ratings. But behind the scenes, they were still walking on a tightrope. Paparazzi doubled down. Fake rumors of breakups, secret affairs, contract manipulation, every clickbait headline designed to tear them apart. Even worse, someone from the production team leaked a private voice, recording Ji-won crying, quietly between takes, whispering, "I'm tired, but I have to keep going. For him, for us." It went viral. The internet split again. Some sympathized, others accused them of milking the drama. The line between performance and reality was gone. So once again they vanished. No social media, no interviews, no sightings. For 3 full months, it was as if they had disappeared from the face of the earth. And then without warning, they returned. Not with another drama, not with a confession, but with a joint production company. Skyline Studio, a bold, independent venture with a singular mission to create stories that aren't afraid of the truth. In their opening statement, one line shook the industry. "We were never trying to be perfect. We were just trying to survive together." The message was clear. This wasn't just about love anymore, it was about legacy. Since then, the couple has become a symbol of quiet rebellion in an industry that demands silence. They fund scripts written by new voices, they give chances to unknown actors, they support mental health resources on set. And though they never publicly define their relationship, they no longer hide it either. You'll still see them walking side by side, not hand in hand, but heart in heart. And in every frame they share, in every glance they exchange, the message is unmistakable. They made it. Not in spite of the chaos, but through it. Their story wasn't built for tabloids. It was built for those who understand that love isn't always loud, but it is always powerful. 2 years had passed since the world watched Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Ji-won defy every expectation. Their studio Skyline flourished. 3 of their original productions earned international acclaim. 1 even secured a nomination at the Cannes Film Festival. Their faces, once targets of criticism, now graced magazine covers with the new title, The Power Couple of a Changing Industry. But as their professional empire grew, the one thing that started it all, their love began to shift. It wasn't the typical fallout. There were no public arguments, no shocking exposés or bitter interviews. Instead, the cracks appeared in the quiet moments, in what wasn't said. They had built so much together, but somewhere along the way they stopped looking at each other. They were always looking ahead. Ji-won, now directing her first film, was consumed. She worked 12-hour days, often sleeping on set. Soo-hyun, meanwhile, had begun mentoring young actors, running workshops and producing documentaries on mental health in the industry. They were still together, still supportive, still proud, but something unspoken hovered between them. And then came the offer. A world-class Hollywood director reached out personally to cast Soo-hyun in a historical epic set to shoot for 9 months across Europe. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The kind of role that turns an actor into a global icon. Ji-won was the first to hear about it. They sat across from each other in the Skyline office. The room was quiet. His hands trembled slightly as he slid the script toward her. She read the title, The Emperor's Fall. She didn't speak for a full minute. Finally, she looked up, eyes brimming. "You have to do this." Soo-hyun stared at her. 9 months, he said. No breaks, no career, no us, probably. Then we'll figure it out. He wanted to believe her. But something in her voice didn't sound like belief. It sounded like goodbye. The goodbye they didn't say he left in late spring. There was no press release, no airport photos, just a quiet departure, a one-way ticket, and a message left unread on Ji-won's phone. "I hope you don't forget the sound of my laugh." And for months the silence was deafening. Tabloids speculated. Fans argued. Was this the end? Had their fairy tale finally cracked? Neither of them commented. Ji-won focused on her film. She worked harder than ever, pouring every ounce of emotion into her lead actress, pushing her to the brink and beyond. But when the movie premiered, something odd happened. During the final scene, the lead character looks out at the ocean and whispers, "He was the sky and I was too afraid to fly." Audiences wept. Critics called it a cinematic masterpiece, but those who knew Ji-won really knew her saw it differently. That wasn't just a film. It was a confession. The letter that changed everything. 2 weeks after her movie wrapped, Ji-won received a package. No name, no return address. Just a leather-bound notebook, old and weather-worn. Inside Soo-hyun's journal, pages of scribbled thoughts, torn scripts, midnight poems. He had written almost every night during filming. Most of it was about the role, but scattered between the lines were pieces of her. Today we filmed a scene about loss. I thought of her smile and forgot my lines. Sometimes I think I can hear her laugh through the hotel walls. I wonder if she's happier without the weight of us. I wouldn't blame her. And then near the final page, written shakily, "If love is sacrifice, then I hope she remembers that I chose her, even when I left." Ji-won clutched the notebook to her chest and wept for the first time in months. The final twist, or the beginning. Again, 2 days later, in an unscheduled live stream, watched by over 3 million fans, Kim Ji-won went live. No makeup, no filters, no script. She looked directly into the camera and said only this: "Love isn't always convenient. It doesn't wait for perfect timing. But if you're watching this and you know who you are, I'm done flying alone." The internet erupted, messages flooded in, but one reply mattered most, a single emoji posted on Soo-hyun's otherwise inactive account. Epilogue: Love without apology. Months later, they were seen together again. Not in a staged photo op or luxury event, but in a quiet cafe in Jeju Island, laughing, no hats, no masks, just themselves. No one approached them. No one needed to. Because their story had already said everything. A story of risk, of pain, of choosing each other again and again. And in an industry that thrives on illusion, Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Ji-won gave the world something far rarer. Truth, unapologetic, vulnerable, and stunningly real.